question is writing a gratitude journal a good idea? It's a really, really good question. Let me tell you a story first. I'm going to come back to that. This guy at work, every single time, same time each day, used to get a pillow, go outside, and start beating his pillow like that for 30 seconds, then put the pillow away as if nothing had happened, and then go back to work. It was like, this guy's crazy. This guy's crazy. Then when we got to know him better, we asked, the hell are you doing? And he says, I'm releasing my anger. It's like, Okay. So the reason why I'm saying that is because there are so many people writing down negative stuff in a journal every single day. So they're writing all this negative stuff in a journal. I can understand that if there's, like, for example, in the Born Identity, and he's lost some of his memory, so he's trying to put stuff together. Whatever he remembers, he just puts into the journal, and he's trying to piece his life together. So I can understand it from that perspective. But when you're accessing negative states and then you're writing that down, what you are doing is training your brain to do it more. You're training your brain to do it more in a beta brainwave state. So in a normal waking state, that's what you're doing. Okay, there is a time to do that, but not in this state, because you're training your brain to do it more and to access those states. So purposely accessing negative states, like the guy at work, is training the mind and body to be in negative states. Yeah, practice makes what? Not perfect. Perfection doesn't exist, but practice makes improvement. Yeah, so you can always better your best. So that is the real reason. So when someone says, what about a gratitude journal? I'm like, great, that's really good. And I'm going to talk more about that in a second. But what you want to do, this gratitude journal is a really good idea, because it means that you are getting in resourceful states deliberately. The default position in our society is negative. Yeah, if you do not do any personal development, you are going to be negative. That's just how it is in our society, because there's too many people that are negative in society. And if you hang around negative people, then it's going to affect you. You are going to unconsciously learn those behaviors. So you have to deliberately and daily go out and get into resourceful states and practice it every single day. Now, when you're in a negative state, or an unresourceful state, I like to call it, if you're making, if you make decisions in an unresourceful state, you are going to make bad decisions. So never, ever make decisions, or especially important decisions, on anything whilst in a negative state. Okay? If you're in a resourceful state, you're going to make good decisions. And when you have a journal that you are writing good stuff in every day, and you're training your brain to come up with ideas and things, so you can write somewhere where you can look at every day and feel good about it, rather than looking at a negative journal and reading through it and feeling bad. Yeah, this one over here, the good one, that's going to make you feel good. Therefore, you're going to make good decisions. Negative, bad decisions. Yeah, so we want to train our brain what to do. We're telling our brain what we want it to do. For example, I have all notes on my notes page in my iPad. Every single time I get an idea or a positive quote or a learning point, I will note it down straight away, no matter what time. Sometimes I've woken up 2 o'clock in the morning with an idea. I just write it down and go back to sleep, because I've trained my brain to actually do that, come up with those ideas. That's what I want you to do. I want you to come up with solutions. I want you to come up with problems and negative states. Yeah, there's a time to deal with that. And that time to deal with that is when we're in alpha brainwave states. Yeah, when we're doing meditation. That's the time where, all right, if you want to come up with the negative thoughts, tell me what they are and I'll acknowledge it. That's the only time you do that, encouraging negative thoughts such as that and negative emotions. Do that in an alpha brainwave state, because or otherwise you're training your brain to come up with more negativity. So what to do? I would come up with a journal or something, notes on your iPad like I do, whatever you want to do, and I'd write all of this down. So learning experiences that serve you well. So you don't want to have learning experience such as all men are bad. Yeah, that's not serving you well. Okay, so that's a universal quantifier. So we want things that actually serve you well. So good learning points. Empowering quotes. So if you see some quotes on social media or whatever, I write them down. I literally write them down. Or if there's loads of people on Twitter or X where I will just copy what they've put down and put it into my notes. And then what I do is spend 10 minutes each night just going through and reading all the quotes. I've got so many different quotes and learning points now that honestly, but when they'll read through that, it makes me feel good. You do that daily. So new ideas, any new ideas that you have, solutions, any solutions that you have, write them all down and read 10 minutes each night.